this is D-Vang. Welcome again to yet another episode of the Outlaw Joseph Scott's. This is episode 86, which I have entitled Horseless in the City. Joseph's heading to town after, the events of last week and the jailbreak. So let us see what trouble Joseph can get into in town this week. All right, folks, here we are getting ready to go to town. In this episode, a real town, not a town adventure. The last episode was a town mission where Joseph had survived and kept the outlaws bandit gang from breaking one of their own out of jail. That is one of the downsides of doing all these town missions in a row. Joseph hasn't been getting very much in the way of like actual loot, because he's not getting loot cards after each one. Ooh, let me get that out of the way. Sorry about that. He's not getting loot cards. So that is something to keep in mind. I would actually probably recommend spacing those town adventures out amongst some other missions to help change things up, but also said get you more to having more loot cards. More loot is good. And said you're not getting Joseph isn't getting a whole lot of loot. He doesn't really need a lot of loot at this point, but he's not, no loot cards for killing enemies and things like that. Just the mission rewards, really. So something to keep in mind. We need to travel, but before that, Joseph, I don't believe I did his test for his corruption. He does have one pistol that he cannot store. That's something I think I want to try to rectify. He's got enough money. Let's go pick up a second ornate case if he can, and let him prevent having to roll for his second pistol. He can have his pistols safely locked in their cases when he's not adventuring in the mines or in town, as the case may be. Let's go ahead and roll for the corruption. See if there is any. There are 2 potential corruption points. He saves 1. I don't recall if he had any grit left, so we'll say no. So he gets 1 corruption point. So we'll need to have that taken a look at the doctor. So now it is traveling, and Joseph wants to go to a large town. Again, I think to ensure that he doesn't have to, but to try to help ensure that he gets a blacksmith. So let's say, so he automatically has 1 travel hazard. We need to see if he has a second one. A 4 means he does not have a second travel hazard. So just the 1 travel hazard. Let's roll on the travel hazard chart. Red is going to be the first digit in the travel hazard. It's a 21. I think that's a new one. Mimic Beast. Oh yes, that is a new one. Waking in the night, you see one of the other posse members moving about. Well, he's by himself, so he sees himself walking about. If your eyes focus, you see that they're covered in blood and seem to have torn apart one of the horses, and are eating it raw. With sudden motion, they look over at you, their eyes reflecting inhumanly in the flickering firelight, before running off into the darkness. Random hero must discard any transport they have. So Joseph loses his Spitfire horse, which is unfortunate. And 1 random hero is missing. Following a trail of gore, you find the missing hero tied up and savagely beaten. That hero rejoins the posse but takes D6 wounds, ignoring defense that carry over to the next adventure, and loses D6 times 25 experience. Well, so that is a good question. When the posse is 1. It's kind of silly for the Mimic Beast to have tied, I guess they could have tied him up For the plot ways, it doesn't make sense of losing the experience, because that, you know, that thematically was supposed to represent the beast was with you instead of the person. I'm actually just going to say the second part doesn't really apply with one hero. So the creature ate his horse. That's basically what happened. So we won't. I'm not going to worry about the other part. That doesn't thematically make any sense. To find himself beaten up and tied and losing experience because he wasn't on the adventure or something like that doesn't make sense. So and he wouldn't have rescued himself. So we'll just say he woke up, something was eating his horse, which sucks. That's certainly not pleasant. But that is what we'll do. So that is that. Now, specialty town. So is there a specialty town? All right. We have a 7, which means it's just a standard frontier town. It is not a specialty town. So let's go ahead and move this. Let's go ahead and put that down. And then let us see what kind of locations we have at this town. There's nothing special about it, so we'll just kind of randomly draw some of these tokens. So we have a saloon. We have the blacksmith. Joseph's going to need a bunch of money. I mean, he's got money, but we have a street market. Good. We have the frontier outpost. Good. Joseph can rob the bank. Get some money. We have the general store. We have a smuggler's den. We have the sheriff's office. And we have a gambling hall. So now we need to figure out where we're going to go. Well, I guess first things first. Let's put a marker here. Town event, daily event is just another day. So no effect because this is not a specialty town. So places to go. So Joseph is going to want to buy a new horse. Where can he get a horse? He can get a horse at the blacksmith. He can get a horse at the street market. So let's see. At the street market, you can get a mutant horse. 10 XP each time you travel. Use a grit to add or subtract 1 from any. Roll for type of town found. I don't really care about that. You can't use a wild horse. A Tredaran stallion. Use 1 grit to personally ignore the immediate effects of a travel hazard. That's not bad. Joseph does start with 2 for his town stays. And then the swamp slug he can't use because he's not a traveler or tribal. Otherwise, at the street market, is there anything else interesting? Red Dragon Injection. Oh, so that has the ornate case, which is a container that lets him. So we're going to want to go to the street market to pick up a second ornate case. But it would be nice to pick up some money. He could gamble at the street market, but that never has worked out well for me because it's just simply 4 dice to try to get a straight or a set. We got the Frontier Outpost, which we could hold up the bank. Which is certainly a good thing to try to do. He's full up on Darkstone, so we can do all money off of that. There are no horses to pick up, and that would be the only thing he would want to do there. We have the blacksmith. Obviously, we want to buy the Darkstone bullets. You can also buy. You can buy a replacement Spitfire horse or a Mustang to get an extra grit for traveling in town, so he would start with 3. Or the Spitfire, which lets him roll an extra die on all skill tests while traveling. That's only for traveling. So the Mustang is upgraded. It's just it is more expensive, $400 bucks more. The Smuggler's Den. Smuggler's Den has black market goods. It has illegal ammo. And Joseph could join a bank heist, but that ends his visit. He could rustle cattle to get some money. Otherwise, there's nothing else that he would want to pick up there. Oh, the rustling cattle ends his location visit. So, and it's the location visit, not the town stay. I don't know why I was thinking that ends it. So the bank heist might not be bad. Or rustling the cattle could be good. So I mean, I haven't tried rustling the cattle. We have the gambling hall, which we could certainly do. I don't want to do the devil's wheel yet, but we could certainly try the 5-card poker or the craps, and of course the saloon. So lots of places that he can gamble. We probably want to end with street. We probably want to do things before the street market and the blacksmith. Although doing the blacksmith early is important, but that also does have the horse to buy. So I'd like to, get a little bit more money. So let's do this. I think day 1. He will simply go, you know what, let's rustle the cattle. Unfortunately, there's no place in town to get rid of corruption. But yeah, no, that's just gonna be the way it is. So I think we're gonna go to the Smuggler's Den day 1. We'll go to the Blacksmith day 2. Then we'll go to the Frontier Outpost to rob there 3. Then we'll do the saloon or the gambling hall for 4, and then we'll aim for day 5 at the street market to buy. So that's what we're going to aim for. So, we are here at the Smuggler's Den. Let's see what kind of event we have at the Smuggler's Den. Is a 12. One last job. You're approached by a swarthy bandito with information on a train heist that could make you rich. But you have to act fast. This could be the big ticket, the one you've been waiting for. If you accept the train heist job, your town stay is over. Make a cunning 5+ test to plan out the heist. For every 5+ rolled, you are +2 agility when robbing the train. Then you make an agility 6+ test to ride out and board the train. And he would get +2 agility if he has a transport item. But he does not, since he lost his horse. For every 6+ rolled, gain $500 in a corruption hit. It's not worth it because it's going to end my town stay. So we will not deal with that. So the Smuggler's Den has the back alley dock, which gets rid of injuries or mutations. We do have the black market goods. Joseph's full up. I'm not going to worry about the black market goods here. I know there will be some people disappointed. I just don't really want to deal with it. I don't think there's anything that Joseph's going to want. He's actually got really good items. He is full up. So I think if we got plenty of stuff to do in town, I'm not going to worry about dealing out the gear cards and everything. So let's just rustle some cattle. Let's do that. So he's going to take a corruption hit. So he needs to make a willpower save, which he fails. So he has 2 corruption now. Okay, and now he makes an agility 5+ test. He has a 6 agility. He used $50 for each 5+, $200 for each 6. Wow, this is nice. So 2, 4, 500. Well, it's not bad. And he only takes damage if he fails. So that works. So that's why it's a little bit better than the bank heist, beyond the fact that it's a corruption hit. So there you go. So that's a quick $500. So that will help pad his coffers a little bit. So day 1, is there a town event? There is not. So let's push on to day 2. Let's see how Joseph is recognized, if at all. He is not recognized at all. Nobody recognizes him at this town, despite probably they're like, cattle rustling. No, Joseph doesn't do any cattle rustling. He's known for robbing banks. Haha, little do they know. Alright, so day 2, Joseph's going to go to the blacksmith. Let's get our daily event card, which says, boom, just another day on the frontier. No effect. Alright, been pretty quiet. So what happens at the blacksmith? We have a 6, which is no special event here at the blacksmith. Alright, then Joseph's going to buy the dark stone bullets. He's going to spend one of his 8 dark stone. He'll spend $200. And then he will actually spend just the 800. Let's get his Spitfire back. Or do I pay the 400 more for the Mustang? You know, there's plenty of places to rob here. Oh no, except I'm thinking that ornate case is $12.50, and that's going to tax his resources a bit. So let's not. I'm just going to get a Spitfire horse. Conceivably, next time we come back, Joseph may want to upgrade the Spitfire to a Mustang. Then his next town stay or something like that. So he's simply just going to rebuy his Spitfire horse. And that is what he's going to do. So day 2, is there a town event? There is not. Very close. All right, and let's see if Joseph is recognized again. Wow, he is really recognized. So 200. Ouch. Well, I guess that makes up for not being recognized the first day. It evens out, so it's now average. Okay, well, day 3, Frontier Outpost. That's going to give him the most money over gambling. Is robbing the Frontier Outpost. Let's see what his daily event is first, though, which is all prices in town are plus 10, which actually is fine because Joseph is not buying anything at the Frontier Outpost. So, what is the event at the Frontier Outpost? Is a 7, a trading post. So, boy, it really wants me to buy something, doesn't it? Alright, and the world card drawn is a Caverns of Cinder object. Alright, and this is going to be, it is plus $10. Oh, yeah, and the object is the Scroll of Escaro. Discard to burn up to 3 corruption points a hero is about to take, or to remove all burning markers from a hero for 150. You know what? That's actually, and it doesn't have a weight. Now the cost is going to be a D6 times 100, D6 times 150. So depending on the cost, it might be worth it if I can roll in the box. No, not for 5 times 150. That is way not worth buying. Otherwise, just I might have considered it simply because it didn't have any weight. So that's it. Let's rob the bank. All right, let's rob. And actually, you could sell some Darkstone too. We do have 7, which we don't particularly need. Although I guess I could have looked into buying, getting another upgrade there at the blacksmith, but I'm not going to worry about that. Now let's just hold up the bank. So it's an agility test. So 6 dice. Money for each 5+ rolled. Ooh, he only gets 1, so he'll spend 1 of his grit to re-roll these. Ooh, still only has 1 success, so that was pretty horrible. And for each 1, he takes a D6 hits. So he's going to take 1 hit, 1 point of damage. Well, actually, it's a hit. So he does get his defense, which blocks it. All right, $50. All that for $50. So you know what? I think he will sell some Darkstone. Let's sell. He has 7 left. Let's sell 3. That'll put him down to 4. Actually, darn it! I completely forgot. I was going to buy 2 sets of Darkstone bullets at the blacksmith. So this is co-op, and I'm actually going to say Joseph did that. So he actually spent 2 of his Darkstone, not just 1. He bought 2 sets of Darkstone bullets, because that won't really affect anything. I'll still sell 3. Okay, and they're going to be $25 each. So there's 100, 125, 200. Is that right? 4 is 100, so 200, 300. So $300. Good. So that will help offset some of the costs, and he did sell. So he's down to 3 Darkstone, which should be plenty for him to just hold on to. That was pretty pathetic. That bank apparently had recently sent off the majority of its funds, because Joseph did not steal much of anything out of there. Wow, even with the grit reroll. Okay, but at least he wasn't caught and hung or anything like that. All right, so day 3. Is there an event? There is. There is a town event. So the town event is a 6, 7, 8, which is spreading fear. So 1 random location closes up shop. Let's see which location that is. It is a 3, the street market, which is just where he wanted to go next. Closes up. Well, that is unfortunate. Well, phooey. So I guess that leads us now to, what does Joseph do? Does he go to the gambling hall or the saloon? That is a good question. I guess we'll go. Well, we need to see if he gets recognized. Let's deal with that. See how much money he's spending there. So 150. You know, I think, unfortunately, I'm just going to cut my losses. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think this will be it for Joseph. I don't think he needs to hit one of those places. Chances are he's not necessarily going to make enough money to make it worthwhile. And his one, getting to the street market for the ornate case was really his only other goal, per se. And that was the big, expenditure of money. But so without that, there's not as much pressure for him to make sure he tries to gather as much money this turn or this town stay as he can. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it there. So next, that is it for his town stay. So he's not going to pay that 150. He's just going to leave. Once he realizes the street market has closed up because of the impending monsters in the area. And that leaves us with Joseph's, not too badly off. The next mission next week is going to be town overruns. It's going to be the last of the town missions, and we will be able to see what happens when the town is overrun by monsters and creatures. So we'll have the town board and we'll have creatures on the town. I'm really looking forward to it. Should be fun. I have not read the rules for it, but it just sounds like it'll be fun. So stay with me for that, and then after that will most likely be the 2 Belial missions, and we will see back down into the mines and or possibly caverns of cinder, and we'll see how Joseph does against him and doing that. So let's finish up with that. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, you can check out my Zombicide Black Plague series if you're at all interested in another board game, another cooperative board game. I'm doing that every other week along with the town episode, so that should be up around the same time this is. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for comments, everyone that has been commenting. And if you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to email me or post some comments on the videos. I try to go through them and try to answer them as I can. I apologize. Sometimes they do slip through, but I try to go back and take a look at them. So thanks everyone, and I will see you next week.